Eve, the small, snow-blanketed town of Blackwood was unusually silent. Most of its residents had retreated indoors to escape the bitter cold, their windows aglow with warm, festive lights. At the edge of the town stood the crumbling Belmont Church, a relic of an era long gone. Its belfry, empty and silent for decades, loomed like a shadow against the starless sky. For years, rumors swirled about the Belmont Bell. It was said that on New Year's Eve, just as the clock struck midnight, the bell would toll 13 times, an impossible occurrence that spelled doom for anyone who heard it. Few believed the tale, dismissing it as a story meant to scare children. But there were whispers, too, of those who had vanished without a trace after daring to wait at the church on New Year's Eve. This year, a group of friends, Eli, Sarah, Max, and Liv, decided to test the legend. Armed with flashlights, a flask of whiskey, and nerves bolstered by youthful bravado, they trudged through the snow toward the church just before midnight. The interior of the church was even more desolate than its exterior. Broken pews lay scattered, their wood warped and splintered by years of neglect. Cobwebs adorned every corner, and a chill that had nothing to do with the weather crept through the air. "This place is a dump," Max muttered, kicking a piece of rotting wood. His voice echoed unnervingly in the cavernous space. "Shoo," Liv hissed. "You'll wake the ghosts." Eli chuckled, though his laughter sounded hollow. "Relax, it's just a story. Let's get to the belfry before midnight." They climbed the creaking stairs to the belfry, their footsteps reverberating ominously. The bell was massive, its once polished surface tarnished and green with age. A heavy rope dangled from its underside, swaying slightly in an unseen breeze. "It's almost midnight," Sarah said, checking her phone. The others huddled close, staring at the bell as the seconds ticked by. The first chime came as the clock struck 12. A deep, resonant note that seemed to vibrate through their very bones. 1, Max counted, his voice tight. The second chime followed, then a third. With each toll, the air grew colder, and the shadows in the belfry seemed to lengthen, curling like smoke around the group. 7, 8, Sarah's voice trembled. She glanced around, her flashlight flickering. By the 11th toll, Liv was backing toward the stairs. "This isn't funny anymore. Let's go." The 12th toll echoed ominously, and for a moment, there was silence. The friends exchanged uneasy glances, their breaths visible in the frigid air. In the 13th toll, it was louder than the rest, a deafening crash that seemed to shake the very foundation of the church. The sound carried with it a strange, almost metallic whisper, a chorus of voices murmuring incomprehensible words. The bell's rope twisted violently as if pulled by unseen hands. "Run!" Eli shouted. They scrambled down the stairs, but the church seemed to shift around them. The pews were no longer broken, instead, they were filled with shadowy figures, their heads bowed in prayer. Candles flickered to life, casting eerie, flickering light across the walls. The air smelled of decay and something metallic, blood, perhaps. The friends burst through the church doors and into the snow, but the world outside was unrecognizable. The town of Blackwood was gone, replaced by a desolate wasteland under a blood-red sky. The bell's toll still echoed faintly in the distance. "What's happening?" Sarah cried, her voice breaking. Eli turned, his face pale. "I don't know. But I think we're not in Blackwood anymore." Behind them, the church loomed, its belfry now alight with a sinister glow. The shadowy figures emerged from the doors, their forms growing clearer. They weren't human. Their hollow eyes and gaping mouths dripped with malice, and their hands reached for the fleeing friends. By morning, the snow fell softly over Blackwood, covering all traces of the group's journey to the church. The town's residents woke to a peaceful New Year's Day, blissfully unaware of the horrors that had unfolded. But in the silence of the Belmont church, the bell hung still, its rope swaying gently, waiting.